My boyfriend opened my anniversary gift in front of our friends, laughed, and threw it. He was in disbelief when he realized what it was. I spent 2 months working on Dane's anniversary gift. 2 months. We'd been together 3 years and I wanted to do something that meant something. Dane had mentioned once, early in our relationship, that his grandfather used to take him fishing every summer at a cabin upstate. He talked about it like it was the happiest time of his life. His grandfather died when Dane was 14, and the family sold the cabin a year later. He told me he didn't even have a good photo of the two of them together. Just one blurry shot from a disposable camera that was buried somewhere in his mom's attic. I found the photo. Took me 3 visits to his mother's house going through boxes in her storage. Her name is Colleen, and she knew what I was doing from the first visit and was thrilled to help. We spent hours in that attic pulling apart 30 years of family history packed in cardboard boxes that smelled like mothballs and cedar. The first visit we found nothing. The second visit we opened every container in the room and got close, but not there. The third visit I almost gave up until Colleen remembered a shoebox she'd tucked behind the Christmas decorations years ago. We pulled it out and there it was, tucked inside a water-stained envelope behind a stack of expired coupons and old birthday cards. The photo was faded and creased down the middle and the faces were barely visible. You could tell 2 people were standing by a lake holding fishing rods, but that was about all you could make out. I took it to a restoration artist who spent 6 weeks rebuilding the image from what remained. Her name was Britta, and she worked out of a studio above a framing shop in the Arts District. I found her through a portfolio someone shared on a forum about archival photography. Her work was meticulous. She used reference photos Colleen provided of both faces from other decades and reconstructed the features detail by detail. She called me twice during the process. Once to ask about Dane's grandfather's eye color because she said eyes are the first thing people look at in a restored photo and she wanted them right. Once to tell me she'd finished the background and wanted me to see the progress before she moved to the faces. I drove to her studio and she had it displayed on a light table, and even half finished it made my chest tight because you could already see the cabin and the dock and the shape of 2 people standing at the edge of something beautiful. When she finished the full restoration, it looked like the photo had been taken yesterday. You could see the grain of the dock. You could see the light hitting the water. You could see Dane's grandfather's hands, and the way his hat sat slightly crooked, and the expression on 8-year-old Dane's face, which was pure, unfiltered joy. The kind of face a child makes when he doesn't know anyone is watching. I had it printed on archival paper and framed in handmade walnut by a woodworker in the same town where the cabin used to be. I found him through a local artisan directory, and when I explained what the frame was for, he signed the back of it and said every piece of family history deserves a name holding it up. I wrote Dane a letter by hand explaining everything. Every trip to the attic, the 6 weeks of restoration, the frame and the town it came from. How Colleen cried the first time she saw the finished image because she said it looked exactly how she remembered her father and her grandson standing together at that lake. I wrapped it carefully and brought it to our anniversary dinner at our friend Luca's apartment. It was supposed to be just us, but Dane had invited Luca and his girlfriend and another couple, Ned and his wife Tess. I didn't mind, figured we'd do gifts privately after. But when we sat down, Dane handed me his gift right there at the table. A designer handbag, expensive. Everyone made a big deal out of it. Luca said Dane had great taste. Tess wanted to hold it. Dane was proud of himself. Leaned back in his chair with his arms crossed and this look on his face like he'd just won something and said he wanted to see me top that. So I handed him my gift. He tore the wrapping off fast. Didn't notice the letter that slipped out and fell into the crumpled paper on the table. He pulled out the frame, looked at the photo, and nothing happened on his face. No recognition, no emotion, just a blank stare like he was looking at something he didn't understand, like someone had handed him a menu in a language he couldn't read. Then he turned the frame